Just a disclaimer, I did not make this video because I hate ARK the animated series. I made it because I actually love this show, and I want it to succeed, and I want it to get future seasons. Actually, three disclaimers. The second disclaimer is that I have not played the ARK Survival Evolved game or ARK Survival Ascended, so yeah, please don't take the comments saying that this is a video about um, please don't take the comments saying that the show sucks because the game is not accurate to the show is not accurate to the game notes. There are disclaimers you can probably see. This is mostly unscripted, though I will try my best to be as coherent as possible. But I'm not a professional content creator, so please don't take this. Yeah.
Hey, Squidward, I bet
ARK the Animated Series Part 2 will release
any day. Squidward, 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 Squidward.
Why? All right, so ARK the Animated Series, a show that I am both a fan of and I consider it really good, but also it is incredibly frustrating. And is incredibly frustrating for one very, very big reason. It cannot keep to the dates the showrunner has promised, and the streaming service that it is on cannot seem to cannot seem to step up to the plate at all. Yeah. So first of all, what am I talking about? Well, ARK the Animated Series is a television show, an adult animated cartoon on Paramount Plus. It is an adaptation of a supposedly very popular sandbox RPG called ARK Survival Evolved, and essentially the animated series is a kind of loose adaptation of the game notes in ARK Survival Evolved. Some people are not really a fan of the fact that it's a very loose adaptation. I don't really care, but that's kind of irrelevant. Anyway, let's kind of talk about how we got to this point. So, ARK the Animated Series was publicly announced in December 2020 at the Game Awards. In addition, also a supposed sequel to the main game ARK 2 also was announced. That sequel game, funnily enough, still is not released, and many people at this point believe it never even existed to begin with. But the point being is that ARK the Animated Series was announced at the Game Awards with a release date promised of 2022. Okay, well, that makes sense. They need time, animation takes time, and sure, that's fine. Then we don't hear about the show again really after that point. No updates, not really anything. No, no like, no like delay announcements or update announcements. Not really anything. They just kind of go radio silent through all 2021 and most of 2022, with the exception of there were some tweets apparently that were put out in the summer 2022, but those tweets were mostly like, again, they were just like little update tweets about, hey, look at how cool this art is. Oh, you want to get that into the wild as soon as possible. You're funny, Jeremy. Anyway, so in the last week of December, finally there is a second trailer that releases on YouTube. The second trailer does not give a release date, but afterward, Jeremy puts out a tweet saying that it won't be too far to 2023, and he also hopes that season 2 will be towards the end of 2023. Okay, so maybe some delay happened, but all right, it's a few months out, not too much of a problem. Then suddenly March 31st comes and there's a roadmap update. And that roadmap update basically says that, well, we don't have a date, but we haven't put it on any streaming service, but we'll let you know as soon as possible. Okay, so at this point, things are starting to get a little frustrating. And this is pretty much the only thing that they actually say for the rest of this year, other than it was revealed in July of like 2023 that Wildcard did not fund any of the show, and it mostly came from the income of the co-creators, Jeremy and Jesse, which I have a little bit of a difficult time believing, but I will say don't take that as like me being suspicious that Wildcard did fund the project. I would probably though what I mean is that I think they probably put a little money into the show, but still the majority of it came from the creators' income and also probably the executive producers like Russell Crowe and Vin Diesel. So, you know, that's kind of like what I mean. But then finally in November of 2023, Jeremy um, reveals in Extra Life that the show has been delayed to 2024, and things, yeah, by this point are getting rather frustrating.
Basic update on the animated series. Now releasing in 2024.
Right.
As we have for some time, 7 hours fully animated. The first half, 3.5 hours are fully completed, but we've been trying to find the best way to get them out in the biggest way possible for that. 3.5 hours, the second 3.5 hours are still in visual effects post production. It's still moving forward. The animation took so long.
Yeah, Jeremy, maybe you should have thought of that before, gee, I don't know, promising the date in 2022? Oh, who knew animation took so long? Jesus Christ, dude. So, after Extra Life occurred, there was really no more news after that. I mean, other than a tweet saying animated series of 2024. And, well, in true, at this point, wildcard fashion, there was no more news for several more months. Finally, in March 2024, the show suddenly shadow dropped. No, really, it just shadow dropped like out of nowhere. Where on Thursday, it wasn't even on a Friday. It just shadow dropped on a Thursday on March 21st. I would not have probably seen it until Friday had it not been for the fact I was on spring break. Now, there technically was some build-up in the sense that there, I think, were leaks a couple of weeks prior, but yeah, it was basically shadow dropped. But if you look, you'll notice that there was only 6 episodes listed, and still are only 6 episodes listed. Wait a minute, Jeremy, I thought there were supposed to be 14 or 13. Well, the show is split. Per a tweet from Jeremy in March 2024, not long after the show came out, Jeremy said that it actually has been split into 2 parts, and part 2 is taking another 6 more months. Okay, well, that's again frustrating, but a lot of animes kind of split core these days. Even Attack on Titan was split, although that actually wasn't what the creator wanted to do. But anyway, I digress. So the animated series was split, and that's the last time we hear about the show. No, really, like we don't hear about part 2 anymore until once again, in true wildcard fashion, extra November, Extra Life 2024. And Jeremy says that part 2 has been delayed to June 2025. And apparently the game's anniversary is also around June 2025. June 2nd, 2025, actually, because the game came out on June 2nd, 2015. Well, okay, that's pretty frustrating, but I guess you could kind of justify that. I mean, it's the anniversary of the game, so they want to, market the game's anniversary heavily with something. So, yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, but, I could sort of at least justify that situation. Now we've basically reached the current moment, which, basically a few weeks ago, I sent Jeremy an email because he had not said anything more about the show releasing in 2025. Sorry, in June. And it was like April, and I decided, hey, is it still going to be released in June 25? And he sends me that email that I posted at the beginning, which basically says that the show has been delayed again to the end of 2025. So look, I know that I've been pretty harsh on Jeremy up till this point, and while I still, for the most part, believe that I'm mostly justified, I will first say that it's not completely his fault. Paramount Plus deserves some of the blame too, and I'll get into why that is later. And I will say, I'll give Jeremy credit in that he responded to my email when he very easily could have ignored it, and he did send me a picture of a few, presumably a screenshot from the show, one of this from a part two episode. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in some in some way. Well, actually, I realized that there was another couple of updates that have occurred since that email. So apparently, as of now, they're going to be releasing a screen grab, which I'm pretty sure is just another word for screen share, every Wednesday until part two drops. And, like, I mean, at least they're consistent in that they did drop another screen grab today. So good on you. A step in the right direction, maybe, for lack of a better word. But, you know, that doesn't really excuse everything that has happened up till this point. And, I have more than a few questions on why, what is going on? Why is it taking this long? Why are they not giving us an update publicly? I don't mean like in an email sent to me. I mean like publicly on like Twitter or on their Survive the ARK site. And my next question would be, you know, after that would essentially be, why is it taking 2 years to post produce what is essentially seven more episodes for half of a season? You know, it doesn't, I don't recall. Okay, look, I don't know the animation process, but I don't think it takes that long normally. Like, there are shows, entire seasons that were made faster than than part two. Like, Arcane season two was greenlit and made faster, despite being much more expensive. But okay, maybe that's not a fair comparison. So let's look at Chaos Theory, Jurassic World. We got, they were able to still put stuff out faster for Jurassic World Chaos Theory than this. So, like, I really am having a hard time understanding why is it taking so long for just seven episodes of a season. Remember, Jeremy said that back in Extra Life that he was working on the second half in post production. So, like, literally, he's been working they have been working on the second half of the show for almost, I mean, if he wants it at the end of 2025, that's a 2 years of post production. Like most movies and shows have like maybe 6 months of post production. I mean, a year if you want to be generous. I mean, I don't I don't know for sure, but like this is what I'm talking about. Like, why is it taking 2 years to post produce 7 episodes of not even a season, but half of a season?
By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
A season that of a show that wasn't marketed. Paramount didn't market this show. Nobody saw it. It's not going to get a second season likely after this. So, like, and that's what's so frustrating. Because, again, I didn't make this video because I hate ARK. I love the show. And I feel like it's a cartoon we need right now. But at the same time, that doesn't mean anything if they don't actually put it out soon and actually say something publicly that that it's going to be released whenever, whether it's the end of this year or June. And some people do think that the email that was sent to me was trolling, like that wasn't Jeremy, but somebody else. But like, I don't know. GP thinks it's pretty authentic. The YouTuber, he thinks it's pretty authentic, but Jeremy didn't respond to him ever when he tried to ask him publicly on Twitter, so who knows at this point? Who honestly knows? Alright, well, why did I spend the last however much long, 15 minutes maybe, I don't know, ranting about a release date for a show? Well, because you may have noticed that that timeline is a lot longer than people probably thought and would expect from a show. So, really, I just hope this inspires you to not do what these people did. Because I'm not saying you need to promise dates right out the back. If you don't know when something's going to be done, then fine. Then just say coming soon or something. That's really all. And then when you absolutely know for certainty when something is going to be released, or maybe you have a more general estimate, then just say like early of some year, late some year, etc. And then when you know for certainty, then you can tell people maybe not too far out, but tell people enough to get them hyped. Like, look at Blood of Zeus. Blood of Zeus Season 3 was announced in July 2024 at Comic-Con. And for a while, they just said it was early 2025 or just 2025, I would imagine. I think it was early 2025. Then finally, about a month before the show came out, they finally revealed that it would be on May 8th. It was earlier this month. They revealed that it would be on the 8th of May. And well, that got people hyped. People are now talking about it, kind of. Granted, that show also has problems, don't get me wrong, like how it was supposed to be 5 seasons, but at least they marketed it enough to build up a level of hype to get more seasons. So that's what I'm hoping you take away from this video. And look, I'll give Jeremy the benefit of the doubt, but screw you, Snail and Paramount. Paramount especially. You could have stepped in beyond that one announcement trailer and those behind the scenes looks. You could have stepped in and actually marketed the show. And you're doing the same thing with Avatar now, which is a much bigger, more beloved IP. So why you're fumbling that is beyond me. But if you can't manage your arguably most beloved intellectual property, then I guess I shouldn't expect you to manage something that you didn't that you probably I guess you licensed ARK for whatever potential you saw in it. I get yeah. I mean, I guess I guess I shouldn't have expected you to handle ARK's marketing well if you can't handle Avatar's marketing well at all. So you know, yeah. Screw you, Paramount Plus. Please like the video and subscribe and share. Oh, and that email unless if you didn't already know, that email was not under an NDA. So I am base. I can could have I could share it, and nothing's gonna happen. All right, that's all. Thank you. Thank you. So again, subscribe and share.